It is the most wonderful time of the year, most certainly for gamers at least. It is usually around the holiday season when game studios and developers tend to release what is hoped to be their best games of the year. It's the goal to have that one must-buy game, the game that totally obliterates the competition, the game that will stand out and become a timeless classic. This year, it's no different. What are some of the games that may end up on your Christmas list this year? We'll talk about them right here on Downloadable Content. Greetings to Downloadable Content. I am still Brian, always Brian, and with me on this particular episode we have Ron.
Hey.
And Ryan.
Hello.
Back after a brief absence. Ron is approaching co-host stage with the number of episodes he's been in.
This is like, what, number, 15?
Probably. Have you ever seen the BBC comedy talk show QI?
No, I have not, unfortunately.
Well, just basically, I'll just describe it in a nutshell. QI is a comedy panel talk show. It's short for Quite Interesting. It's hosted by Stephen Fry. And he has usually 4 panelists on, but there's one panelist that's just there every single episode. So and his name is Alan Davies. So, Ron, you're kind of filling in that role nicely, just being the dude, just be like, yeah, I'm here. Hanging out.
I'm here, hanging out, taking up space,
Yeah,
watching the food go by.
Yeah, just like, hey, yo, what's up? But yes, on this episode, we are going to be talking about our upcoming holiday releases. I mean, after all, it is October. You know, in the middle of fall here, holidays quickly approaching, and, we've got a pretty decent lineup. Some people, bless you, some people think that the lineup of games this year is a bit sparse. There's no real solid breakout title, but, that'll be up for debate. It'll be up for us to decide. So we're just going to talk about, some of the upcoming major releases, and we'll just dive right in. We'll start with the PS3 and the 360 because it's games now are almost non-exclusive. It's very rare that you actually do see a exclusive 360 or an exclusive PS3 title, PS3 or 360 title, so they usually come out for both systems. So I'm just going to dive right in with a big one. We're going to start off with Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yay!
And the first fanboy pipes up.
Sorry, it had to be done.
And just for our listeners, all the dates are for U.S. release. I don't have the Japanese or European release dates, so this is just going to be strictly U.S. Assassin's Creed Revelations will come out November 15th, and it's shaping up to be a good one. I've never played Assassin's Creed, so Ryan, where is this in the story?
This particular, it's not going back. We had the original Assassin's Creed which took place in the Third Crusades with Altair. Assassin's Creed 2 introduced us to Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Nice Italian.
Thank you. I've been practicing. In the Italian Renaissance, so it's about
early 1500s.
Well, not 1500s. Yeah, we're in late 1400s at this point. Now, in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, is when we start going into 1500s. And now in Assassin's Creed Revelations, we are in, I think, at this point, it's the about 1520s.
Yeah, because
I want to say, because he's in Ezio's now traveling to Constantinople, searching for the remains of the original Assassin's Order, which was left behind by Altair.
It's actually Istanbul, not Constantinople. But
yeah, sorry. I'm still working on my geography.
Is this a direct sequel, or is this an in between? Is this a filler game?
This is not a filler. This is actually part of the main storyline. So because the game series is told through the memories of our present day protagonist named Desmond Miles. He is an assassin by bloodline, and he's actually learning how to become an assassin through the memories of Ezio. So through what they call the bleeding effect. And because he's spent so much time in this machine called the Animus, which allows the host to relive the memories of their ancestors.
Interesting. I mean, I think you've pre-ordered this game.
I pre-ordered it back in June.
So yeah, wow, very
I'm
good.
waiting a long time for this game.
Is there any changes to? And this is what happens to a lot of sequels. You know, they'll change the gameplay mechanics, or they'll change, do some tweaks. Is there anything like that you know of from whatever research you've done?
Oh, there's not so much in the control scheme. The controls have been pretty much the same through the entire series.
Well, that's good.
They've just given us some new weapons and abilities. Like now Ezio has the ability to create different types of bombs. In which he can use to slow down enemies or blind them or just chuck them in their face and blow them up.
Is that a Da Vinci invention?
At this point, I think Da Vinci's dead. In this point in history, Leonardo da Vinci died in before 1520. So,
okay.
So at this point, he is deceased. Unfortunately,
he is an ex-Leonardo.
He did have an influence though in Assassin's Creed 2, and I think in Brotherhood. Yeah, and in Brotherhood 2. So it is pretty interesting because the Assassin's Creed story is set in like a sort of alternate reality. It's like what 2012.
It is 2012. It's 2012. It's like I think they're in it's like September. It's like 3 months before 2012. So it's September 21st, 2012.
Yeah, like it's set in like an alternate reality, and it's a very sort of interesting game because it plays around with this sort of conspiracy theories and like, for example, the moon landing is a cover-up.
A favorite Fox target.
Yeah. There wasn't... I forget the name of the explosion, but it was in the early 1900s in Russia that took out like 100 square miles of land and forest, and they implied that that's a cover-up as well.
Okay.
And yeah, going back to crap. Brain fart.
Gameplay?
No, not gameplay. I'm talking about the story. Back in the Crusades, you had the Templars and the Assassins. The Templars and the Assassins still exist in this present day reality.
Interesting.
The Templars are this company called Abstergo, and they control everything.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of the information on the game now. I think Ubisoft has really hit a good one with this series. Immensely popular.
And supposedly, the events that happen after Assassin's Creed Revelations will set up events in Assassin's Creed 3.
So they're making this game with already a sequel in mind.
Yes, they made this having a trilogy in mind. But this storyline with Ezio is like a trilogy inside of the big trilogy.
Yeah, they had one gigantic story with Ezio, and when they sat down and plotted it out and saw what they could do in terms of like how much data could be on the disk and stuff like that, they kind of realized, oh shit, we have not one game here, but two, possibly three. And they're like, well, let's just make 3 games then.
All right.
There's a lot, because in Assassin's Creed 2, we actually witnessed Ezio's birth. So I'm hoping, I'm assuming that by the end of Assassin's Creed Revelations, we're going to see Ezio die. That, and to me, that would be a fitting end.
Interesting, very interesting stuff. Now, because I've never played the series, I know games like this also usually have a multiplayer component.
Multiplayer actually didn't come around till Brotherhood.
Oh, okay.
But the multiplayer is pretty fun. So the multiplayer is actually fairly new to the series.
Okay. So Ubisoft then primarily designed this game to be a single-player, story-rich experience.
Right. Then with Brotherhood, they added the multiplayer, which has obviously has nothing to do with the story like every other game with multiplayer. It's just its own thing, its own game. And there's different modes. Unfortunately, I've never played it that much, but
okay, no problem. And the last question I will pose to you before we move on to another game, since we've now spent about 10 minutes on this one.
You knew that was going to come when you brought that up.
Hey, and that's fine. So the question I will ask to you, Ryan, but Ron, also you can answer this. What are you looking forward to most about this game?
I am looking forward to how we come into how it's gonna play out at the end of the game, because spoiler for anybody who hasn't played Brotherhood, at the end of Brotherhood, Desmond ends up going to a coma through certain events, and he's been put back into the Animus so that he can he can somewhat stay alive. There's going to be a section in the game where Desmond has to search through the Animus to find his shattered memories and put them back together so that he can wake up.
Almost sounds like they're stealing a bit of a plot device from Kingdom Hearts. But you're curious primarily in terms of how the story is going to play out.
I'm curious not only for how Ezio's story plays out, but also the present day story with Desmond. There's not really going to, from interviews I've read, there's not really going to be anything about the current day assassins or the current day Templars. It's basically a Desmond's storyline on top of what's happening with Ezio and Altair, because we're going to see Altair again in this game.
All right, and Ron.
This is one too. I'm also looking forward to the story as well, because this is a story where like Ubisoft really has spent a lot of time, and they spent like millions of dollars in the research. They sent over basically the entire development crew to each of these locations to get like actual photographic evidence and historical documents in that region. So like when they were basically throughout all of Italy and Rome, like if you compare documents
they're pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close. It is pretty close, and the story too is also really top notch. This is I would say almost like award-winning, like bestseller level quality novel writing, and they did something. I think they hit on a really good story theme here, in the sense of like you're implied to be like the last original pure blood assassin, and you have to save the world from this organization that wants to control it. And the only way to save it is to go back into your memories of your ancestors and kick ass and take names.
Yeah, and jump into the TARDIS and.
Also, I'm looking forward to Ezio kicking ass as a 50-year-old man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got a.
They've aged him really well, I gotta say.
All right. Excellent chat on that game. So again, that game comes out November and it comes out November 15th. And, you know, hopefully that is on your wish list for this holiday season. I'll move on to another game that comes out a bit early. It comes out, right around this time. It's going to come out very soon. Batman Arkham City.
Gonna buy it.
Batman Arkham City, branching off of the quite successful Batman Arkham Asylum. This comes out October 18th, so again, pretty early, but still considered to be part of the whole holiday buying season cycle retail thing. Batman Arkham City. I never played Arkham Asylum, so I have no idea what this is in terms of story or anything like that. If anyone wants to jump in with Arkham City, feel free.
This is a really good. I mean, there have been some Batman games previously that kind of played around with some decent story, but most of them were either some sort of action game or some sort of abhorred racing game. But Arkham Asylum hit up on a really good note in the Batman, DC universe, where it focuses on this iconic institution, the Arkham Asylum for mentally unstable individuals, I think is the official name of the place. Basically, it's the nut house for all the Gotham City villains.
Yeah. Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh yeah. And,
yeah.
Yeah, and basically, the folks that never played Arkham Asylum, Batman captures the Joker, and then all hell breaks loose, and Batman's stuck in the asylum with all the villains loose, and he's got to take them out in normal Batman style.
Interesting. And I'm guessing that it's incredibly fast-paced.
No, actually.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It sounds like it would be a game.
No, it's not. This game it focuses on story. It focuses on you being the Dark Knight. You stealth around. You can string up bad guys from the rafters.
Brian,
and freak everyone else out.
Brian, try to think of it as Solid Snake with the Batcape. That's basically what Arkham Asylum
Metal Gear Solid Gotham City.
Yeah, that's actually a really good description. It also introduces most of the major iconic Batman villains: Joker, Poison Ivy, Harvey Quinn, Killer Croc, Scarecrow.
Please tell me Mark Hamill is still voicing the
Yes,
Joker.
Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Yes, they got the voice actor. They got Mark Hamill, and then they got
Kevin Conroy from Batman
Kevin Conroy,
the Animated Series. They got most of the cast from Batman the Animated Series, because the actress who played Harley Quinn was the actress who played Harley Quinn in the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Awesome. It sounds like definitely a game that's going to definitely appeal to the Batman fans.
Oh yes, definitely.
And based on what we're reading on, this looks like it's going to be similar to Arkham Asylum in the sense of you have to go around and stop the bad guys again, but instead of it taking place in the asylum, it takes place in Gotham City.
It takes place in a section of Gotham City. It was basically the warden of, a little, again, spoiler, the warden of Arkham Asylum has recently been elected mayor of Gotham City. So he sectioned off in a section of Gotham City for the villains to basically roam around.
It's
and it gets way out of control, and Batman has to step in and do his thing.
He has to do what Batman does. What Batman does.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am just, even though I'm not a Batman fan, I'm just very amused in my literary place because of the name Arkham, which is stolen from H.P. Lovecraft, who is one of my favorite authors. Arkham is one of H.P. Lovecraft's fictional cities where hell breaks loose.
That's basically what Arkham Asylum is. It's basically hell.
Okay. Awesome. So again, that game will come out October 18th. It comes out for PS3 and 360. And yeah, again,
Supposedly, sorry, Ryan, it's supposed to be getting a Wii U make when the Wii U comes out.
okay. At this point, then there's been no.
But that's a TBA. They don't know when that's coming out yet.
Yeah, we've got a PS3 and a 360 date, but really, that would be interesting. I wonder how you could do that with the motion controls and the Wii U tablet controller.
That would be interesting.
We'll see.
Nonetheless.
We'll see. I'm going to propose, I'm going to throw out one more game and then I'll open the floor to you guys. Because I saw this in GameStop, and even though I'm not familiar with the series at all, it just looks damn pretty. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. This game just looks shiny.
Yes, it does.
And they, when I was at GameStop just a few weeks ago in my wonderful getting 3 brand new PS3 games for $4, love when that happens. They're like, you want to reserve Skyrim? And I'm looking, and I'm watching, and as he's suggesting it, I'm looking at the trailer for it on one of the screens that they have there, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's pretty. It's made by Bethesda Game Studios, and it comes out in the U.S. November 11th. 11/11/11. Be sure to play those lottery numbers on that day. And
I better win something. I know you're in the lottery, so I'm not going to ask you for numbers because I know you don't know them.
As typical of the series, it's an action RPG, but also very non-linear. It's a very open world style of game, as is true of the Elder Scrolls as a series. And it is. It's this fantasy setting, and I've never played any of the Elder Scrolls games, but I'm tempted. I'm very, very tempted because there's a lot of role-playing elements in it. And, although knowing me, if I'm going to play the Elder Scrolls, I'm going to start at the beginning. Because I do that.
Knowing you, yeah, you need to finish things in chronological order.
Yeah, I know. It's
a pet peeve of yours.
It's a pattern thing. I know. But oh well. It will come out for PS3, 360, and Windows. Because Macs get nothing.
Screw the Macs.
Yeah, that's okay. I play both sides of the fence anyway, so it's not a biggie there.
So you're bi when it comes to operating systems?
I guess, if you had to give me a title. So
okay.
That game just looks very, very pretty. I am going to now pass the baton to you guys. What PS3 or 360 titles are you looking forward to? Ron, I'll start with you.
I'm looking forward to Dark Souls. This game comes out October 4th. It's set for the PS3 and 360. It's set to be the spiritual successor to... I'm blanking on the name. What the hell is it? Demon Souls. It's supposed to be the spiritual successor to Demon Souls.
Okay. And I've played Demon Souls. Okay.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Demon Souls is a PS3 game. It's fantasy, and the game is really fucking hard.
Oh yeah, it punishes you for dying.
Yeah. And by
like
really
in Dragon
hard,
Quest?
I mean, you die usually in one hit, 2 if you're lucky, and you die a lot, and a lot, and a lot, and a lot.
Yeah, but I think if I remember from Demon Souls, if you died a certain amount of times, it was like the level basically said, nope, you're done.
Yeah. Pretty much. The level gets progressively harder, actually, as you die.
Yeah,
so
the way it works, Ryan, I've played this game, Demon Souls, the more times you die, the harder the level gets.
Oh, that's mean.
It's designed
that's
to be
so mean.
Because it was designed to be mean. Demon Souls, though, had a nice little feature where if someone else completed this particular section for you, they could post it like a a spirit version of themselves in your game world, and that you could see them run through it, and they could also leave behind hints like, "Hey, there's a boulder at the top of the steps. You may want to watch out for that."
Yeah. Don't do what I did. But anyway, talks more about the successor.
I like the fact that it's still got that same level of hardness. It's still going to kill you in like 2 hits. It looks just as nice as the PS3 version, if not more so. And it's just it. I never played Demon Souls. I never really got a chance to get into it, and this looks to me like it's going to be like it just as hard, if not harder. But they're going to reward you even more so for it.
Okay. Interesting concept. I don't know though. I still don't know my feelings about a game that gets harder the more times you die. I could definitely see a lot of PS3 controller throwing rage.
Yeah, that I would be done with that game within like 10 minutes.
Ryan, you'd have a broken TV. It'd be like, that's it.
No, I wouldn't break that TV because I bought that TV.
It's like, fuck this game and, move on. Alrighty. If you have no more to say on that subject. Ryan, what about you? Any other PS3 or 360 games on the horizon?
The only game I want that's on my wish list, it really shouldn't be considered a holiday lineup because it actually comes out in a couple weeks. But people are going to want this game, is Gears of War 3.
So, yeah, it comes out in September. Yes.
It comes out the 20th.
And
it's an Xbox 360 exclusive.
Okay.
And
Gears of War 3.
This franchise is massive. People are... They're going to want the game. No matter... It doesn't matter that it's coming out this month. They're going to want it for Christmas.
Yeah, okay. So even though... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a bit early, but you still think that even though the game came out in September, it's a must-have?
It's definitely a must-have, because the first game was good, and the second game was better, and the third final game of the trilogy just looks fucking unbelievable. Excuse my French.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We don't have an explicit warning. It's just...
No? Good. Fuck.
What a catharsis. I was actually surprised. I thought you were going to say the upcoming anniversary edition of Halo that comes out on November 15th.
Honestly, in my book, Gears of War is a better gameplay.
Because I know, given the Halo fan that you are, even though I don't think that...
I would buy the Halo Anniversary Edition because it does look pretty.
Is there anything different, or is it just another ooh shiny of the first game?
It's just another ooh shiny, but they redid the original Halo off of the Halo Reach engine, which Halo Reach is like the best game out of the Halo series. Halo Reach takes place before the original Halo, so there's no Master Chief in it.
Oh, interesting.
So it made for a really good story. And what they did with the Halo Anniversary is they basically just, made Halo shinier off of the newest Halo engine.
All right. Alrighty. I mean, I'm not. Obviously, there's going to be people who buy the game.
I probably will too, just because it's me. But it's not supposed. It's supposed to. I don't know how much it is, but it's not supposed to be like the $60 price tag that most.
Probably 50 or 40.
I think it's going to be like 40.
Yeah, if they want to sell a lot of them, then make it $40.
Yeah. But no, my choice for this would be Gears of War 3.
Okay. So that's it. So buy the game that's already out. There you go. Listen to Ryan, people. Buy.
Get somebody else to buy for it.
Or that too. Yes.
Why it's called the holidays.
Woohoo! All right. I'm going to throw out a few more games before we cut to break here, because we'll talk about Nintendo's offerings in the second half.
All Nintendo all the time in the second half.
Might as well.
We're just going to be humping Nintendo to death.
No.
All 5 games that Nintendo has coming out in holiday
God.
season.
This is. But before we drift, because I'm sure we'll devote quite some time to Skyward Sword. But there's gonna be the few more games I want to throw out for PS3 and 360. One of them, 2 of them in the survival horror genre. One of them is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Right now, it doesn't have a definitive release date yet. Right now it's Q4 2011. But Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, thank God, is not part of the main series, because I'd have to beat Capcom over the head with it. It's an alternate sort of timeline in the series. It takes place during all the kerfuffle in Raccoon City. Kerfuffle? What the hell kind of word is that, Brian?
Oddly enough, it's not the first time you've used it.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's a buff spell in Dragon Quest. That's why.
It's a third-person shooter, as I said. It comes out at some point later on, during the final part of the year. Specifically, it takes place during the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3.
It's going to be 3 Dead and 2.
Whatever. Whatever it is, Raccoon City is falling to shit. And yes?
I was like, to be fair, you name your city Raccoon City, something bad's going to happen in it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the interesting things that I'm looking at in this game, the game will use something new, something what they call a bleed out mechanic. So instead of just your simple fine, caution, danger, dead, you can actually bleed to death.
Really?
In this game. So, which is a bit more realistic, I think. That'll probably make the game a little bit annoying. Also, and this is where the alternate story comes in, Operation Raccoon City will allow the player to make major what-if decisions, like killing Leon. You can actually kill Leon in this game.
Help me, Leon! Can we kill Ashley?
Ashley hadn't happened yet.
I don't care. Is there a code that I can put in so I can kill Ashley?
You can kill Jill. Is that good enough for you?
No! I like Jill.
This is why I'm glad that it's not part of the main story, because Leon is my favorite character of the series. So I'm very likely going to get this game.
I would be very mad if they killed Ada. Sorry, random thought.
Yeah. No.
I'm just saying, I'd be very upset.
I don't think so. It's a third-person shooter, and again, it will come out for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The other survival horror game I'm looking forward to is Silent Hill Downpour, because Silent Hill is a crazy, fucked up series. That game comes out November. Now that I'm looking at the European date, it comes out October 25th, and this goes back to the combat and puzzle-solving format that has made the series so popular, because Shattered Memories was a horrible game. Shattered Memories was a horrible game. However, the concern for me comes in terms of the plot, because it's going to be unrelated to the previous games. So, we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to that. And the last game I'm going to talk about before we cut to break is Sonic Generations. Which, again, Sega has been building up the hype machine for. This will come out November 1st. It will be available for the PS3, the 360, and also for the 3DS. So the Wii is just getting completely, blown over for this one. Sonic Generations, as we probably all know by now. It's to celebrate Sonic's 20th. And
I'm older than Sonic.
We're all older than Sonic.
we all are, Ryan. It's okay. That's all right. You'll be able to play across the game's levels as Classic Sonic and New Sonic.
Black Eye and Green Eye, for those who do care.
I like to more think of it as Potbelly Sonic versus sleeker, slimmed down P90X Sonic, but but it'll be very interesting to see those two working in tandem as the game's levels go on. I just hope that it's a good Sonic game and not relegated to the pile of Sonic feces that has plagued
One can only hope.
the Blue Hedgehog.
One can only hope.
Yeah, I know. So, alright, so now that we've discussed a few PS3 and 360 games, we are going to cut to break. When we come back, we will talk about Nintendo and see what they have to offer for the holiday season. Not a very, very solid showing, but there's a couple of gems in there.
Pretty slim.
There's some slim pickings, but I think Nintendo is trying to pin all of its hopes on just a few games.
Specifically two.
Yeah,
that I can think of.
It's going to be a little...
I can think it was one, and only one.
It's going to be a bit slippery.
There can be only one Wii game.
It's going to be a little slippery, but, we'll see. I know the 3DS is in a bit of trouble, so we'll see what Nintendo tries to do to, get itself back up there on the holidays. That will be on the second half of this holiday edition of Downloadable Content. We'll be back. Welcome back to the joyous merriment that is downloadable content in our holiday edition, talking upcoming holiday releases. We are going to shift to Nintendo in this second half, and, I'm a little disappointed at the big N. We have all these PS3 and 360 games slated, what we talked about in the first half, was by no means an exhaustive list. Those were just some of the big ones. But Nintendo, very, very slim pickings here.
Come on, Miyamoto.
I don't
Wow
know.
us.
To be honest, I think this is a bigger selection of DS, 3DS, and Wii games than we've had in the past couple of years.
True, but I get the sense that Nintendo is putting all of its eggs in one basket, and we will get to them. I'll save the biggest one for last in this Nintendo discussion.
We all know what you're talking about.
Yes, we do. We'll get there. It involves somebody from Hyrule, and
Some skank. I'm sorry, what?
something, something, something. Triforce, something, something.
Something, something Ganon, something,
Yeah.
something Master Sword.
Yes.
Something, something, Triforce of Courage.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right.
Hyperspace always looks so freaky.
Yeah. But just without the Tom Baker. I'm gonna.
There's always a Tom Baker
There's
in
always
there.
a Tom Baker. I'm going to start off with something Nintendo I think has been doing really, really well. Nintendo is, they're still, spearheading this retro revival. We saw it with New Super Mario Bros. Wii, good game, very good game. We saw Donkey Kong Country Returns, great game. And now they dip into the retro pool once again with Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which comes out October 24th. Basically, you're basically going to revisit the Dreamland from the original Game Boy, except it's going to be in shiny 24 great smelling colors. It's going to keep the same sort of side-scrolling action that has been a staple of Kirby forever. Although it's actually the first traditional Kirby platforming game since Kirby 64. Funnily enough.
It's been a while.
The funny thing is that they're going to do what they did for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and you can have a co-op multiplayer getting through the worlds of Dreamland.
Wait, so there's going to be multiple Kirbys on screen?
No, I think it's Kirby, King DDD, whatever the hell his name is, Meta Knight, and
Waddle Dee.
yes, Waddle Dee. Thank you.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Waddle Dee, King DDD, and Meta Knight are the other three. The plot of the game will revolve around getting the scattered pieces of an alien ship. Funnily enough, this game is not really new in terms of development. This was originally announced as a GameCube title.
What?
The game was announced in 2005. It was going to be a GameCube title.
Wait, you're telling me Nintendo had a sticky, smelly Duke Nukem Forever egg laying in their lap for 6 years?
Yeah, so this game has been in development for the past 6 years, and by the time they started developing the Wii, they were just like, oh, okay, we're gonna convert everything that we just did so that it'll be able to run on the Wii by the time we're ready to release the next Wii.
Well, they obviously updated the game so that it will work, look and feel and play well on the Wii. It's not gonna have,
Or being Nintendo snobs, Brian, deal with it.
yeah.
Better be able to use a GameCube controller then.
It uses a simple hold the Wiimote sideways. So as I call it, it's
Better
gonna
be
have
able- So GameCube controller then.
Wii remote sideways. That's an NES configuration.
True. Doesn't mean I still can't use a GameCube controller.
Well, fine.
Unless they're going to be anal with me.
Yeah, fine. Be that.
Eh.
They're going to give Kirby his usual copy ability.
Which means he's sucking a lot.
Yes, he is. If you want
I
to talk
believe-
about getting the munchies, that's Kirby.
Yeah, I believe DDD just smacks things with his hammer. Meta Knight flies around, stabs stuff. I don't know what Wild
What the
D
hell
does.
does Waddle Dee do?
Yeah,
Waddle Dee is kind of like the Goomba of the
yeah.
Kirby
Waddle Dee's the
world.
Goomba of the Kirby verse.
He
I don't
waddles.
know. I think the only thing they could do to make him balance would be to give him a giant fucking bazooka.
Here's the funny thing, though. If you play the co-op multiplayer, you can actually ride on each other, and Kirby is able to inhale the other characters and fire them at enemies. Which could be
That's
very
fun.
interesting if you are playing a co-op multiplayer. You have
With all four people.
yeah, you have this boss, and the guy, whoever's playing Kirby, just inhales DDD and throws it at the boss.
I wonder if they could somehow do something with like a combo move with that, where like you spit out Meta Knight and he like shoots out like a missile and pierces through the enemy.
Well, I know they're going to be introducing something called super abilities. That they're temporary. They're able to destroy multiple enemies at once, as well as parts of the environment.
So star power mode in Kirby went great.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
And it was hard. It was really hard.
Still not kissing you. Okay, fuck this. Fuck it. Dragon, you can have her.
I think it looks to be a very, very promising game. I mean, Kirby's Epic Yarn, it was a very well received game. I'm enjoying it, even though I'm finding it very difficult to get through. I mean, the game's not hard. You cannot die in this game. Kirby's Epic Yarn, you don't die. It is impossible for you to hit a game over in Epic Yarn. It's just so fucking cute. So. You know, I play Kirby's Epic Yarn, and the reaction I get while I'm playing this game is the same reaction I have whenever I see puppies. It's just that sickening, sweetened, melt cute.
Puppies, kittens, fluffy bunnies.
Yeah, things like that. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think this will be good for Nintendo, because Nintendo has done pretty good with its retro upgrades, and I think this will be no different. So, you know, Nintendo has mastered that formula pretty well, and then it's definitely a game I'm going to want. Especially because the first boss is the same as the first boss in the original Dreamland. The tree.
The damn tree.
The tree, yes. They're bringing back the tree.
Yeah. The tree that drops ammo that lets you kill it with him.
Yes.
Because that makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, you having trouble killing me? Here, have some ammo. Okay.
Let's see here. Like I said, very slim pickings for Nintendo.
I'm going to mention briefly Rayman Origins.
Go ahead.
This is a multi-platform one, so I mean, literally is multi-platform. It's on 3DS, it's on the Wii, it's on PC, PS3, and 360. I'm just mentioning it because it is going to back to Rayman, which was originally a PS1 title, but it is a very colorful, very cartoony sort of platforming game. And I think this is a game that may be like the one third-party gem that stands out on the Wii this holiday season.
I agree. Rayman is usually pretty well received. It comes out November 15th.
Considering not a lot of third-party games, when they're released on the Wii, get any good reception anyway.
Rayman usually does.
Rayman, I think the Wii will get a good reception with Rayman. Rayman
usually has a pretty solid showing for Nintendo. That's right, Ronnie. I forgot that Rayman was it was not a Nintendo property at first.
Yeah, it was originally PS1, and those damn rabbits are not the only thing that came out of the Rayman universe.
Although they are fun.
Yeah, that with their wearing what the hell is it? Plungers as hats.
It's like every character in that game is just on 85 Red Bulls all at once.
That actually does not sound like that much fun. I think it would be if you like OD'd on acid or something.
Yeah.
Just like bad high.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look up, I mean, you can Google images and like still screens of Rayman Origins. This is a very pretty looking game.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it'll be developed by Ubisoft again. Also, it is coming out. I mean, it's going to come out November 15th here, but it's going to be also available on the PlayStation Vita in March of next year. But you know, who cares about the Vita?
November 15th is a big day for Ubisoft.
It's a big day for a lot of games.
Ubisoft has Rayman Origins, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Saints Row's them, isn't it?
Saints Row.
Is Saints Row Ubisoft, or is that?
That's Saints Row is not Ubisoft. I don't know who their developer is, but it's not Ubisoft.
Stash Junior away.
You're probably thinking of oh crap, what was it?
Yeah.
I think it was Black Ops or one of the Call of Duty games.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
All of the Call of Duty games, I can't remember.
Whatever the case, it is not an Ubisoft title. Saints Row is Volition.
Okay.
Is Volition. That's the name of the developer that does it. But yes, Rayman Origins, as I said, will be released on all major consoles, so it's just going to whore itself out. Regardless of whatever you have to say on the matter.
Skank.
All right. If you want to go that route, go right ahead.
Hey, it works for them.
Yeah, it does. It does. One more Wii title. Well, it'll be on the Wii, I should say. Before we get to 3DS, we will get to Zelda. Don't worry. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It comes out November 8th. Modern Warfare 3. It comes out again for everything.
Really, it has a Wii release.
It's got a Wii release, which I'm surprised at.
Me too.
Okay, can we just mention this for all 5 seconds? In that Modern Warfare 3 probably gonna sell like 50 billion copies.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. The end. That's
well. Isn't its biggest attraction the multiplayer?
That's basically what all the Call of Duty is.
That's what the first person shooter's main attraction is for the past 5 years is multiplayer.
Just blow the crap out of each other.
Yep.
That game comes out November 8th, and again, yes, 360, PS3, Wii, and a PC release. So yeah, it's although I'm interested how they're going to work the controls for the Wii, but that remains yet to be seen. We talked on an earlier podcast about how the 3DS is kind of dead in the water. In fact, it's getting a redesign.
Because Nintendo went, fuck.
And a price drop.
Nintendo just made a big... Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, we mentioned during the E3 episode that, Nintendo really needs to step it up with the 3DS, otherwise it's just going to be a very, very expensive paperweight. So, there's a couple of games on the horizon for the 3DS that I can see possibly helping out the sales for the 3DS this holiday season. The first being the next Mario Kart game, which so far has the title of Mario Kart 7. It comes out December 4th, and 3DS only, which bums me out just a little bit because I don't have the 3DS.
They're gonna force you to buy one.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
They'll probably do a bundle package with Mario Kart for $210 or $220.
Probably.
Whatever the case, this apparently, Miyamoto's had quite a hand in helping with this game. Basically, the use of the 3D will be improved. Try to improve depth perception. Apparently, it's they've added facial features, so racers can glare at each other when they pass. Ooh.
So scary.
Give me an online mode with no latency, and then we'll start talking.
Yeah. Yes.
Fuck, yeah. To be polite to Japan, fuck your ad hoc mode and having 10,000 people live on top of each other, 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah. Exactly. Also, the biggest concern, the biggest thing for me though with Mario Kart 7, if and when I actually do play it, is the fact that I think they're taking a page out of Gran Turismo's book. They're going to allow you to customize your karts. You're not just going to have standard set karts and things like that.
Are these only visual improvements, or are they actually performance improvements?
That I do not know as of yet.
Because the only way they can... So you see, I'm going to put, all my money on visual improvements alone, because if they did this for like an actual performance enhancement, then you're gonna have just a bunch of pricks online or ad hoc mode or whatever racing around in their super duper Formula One cars, and you're lucky that you have a go kart.
I actually do not know as of yet, as of this recording, as of this episode, if those customized parts actually improve or hinder performance. I just know that you're going to have adjustment of tires. You'll be able to, different tire types. It will also feature segments that would include hang gliding and underwater races. So, also there are 2 new characters that are going to be added to the lineup. Lakitu. He's going to be in a cloud cart.
Yeah. Okay. That kind of makes sense.
Wait, okay.
I think Ron's head just imploded.
I was like, wait, hang on. He's in a cloud.
With
Why
wheels.
doesn't he just fly to the end?
Yeah. I don't ask. And also interesting, Metal Mario.
Really?
Yep.
Really, Metal Mario as a separate character.
And not just a template switch.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he's
Exactly.
going to be heavier than Bowser. Great. I don't want to run into him on the go-kart track.
You just suddenly spin out of control for 5 miles. Apparently the multiplayer component is going to be similar to Mario Kart Wii. But, I actually like Mario Kart Wii's system of points. And, the fact that, it doesn't keep track of wins and losses like in Mario Kart DS. But some improvement would be nice. I'm looking forward to this. Eventually I will get a 3DS, and this will definitely be a game that I want to get because I'm a big I've been a fan of the Mario Kart series since the very beginning.
Since Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo.
Oh yes.
That was a fun game.
Cheating and all.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Another 3DS game that I've been hearing a lot about is the Super Mario 3D game. It's Super Mario 3D Land. I don't know if that's going to be the final title, but whatever the case, basically it's going to be, a platforming Mario game with 3D.
From a screenshot I saw, it looked very similar to like a sort of a Super Mario 64 layout or Mario 64 layout. Only you have actual stages instead of just running around one gigantic place.
From looking at all the screenshots I've seen so far of Super Mario 3D, it kind of reminds me. It looks kind of a bit like the setup that Galaxy would use.
Which would, if they did that, that would work really well.
Except that you actually do have gravity in this game. So,
well, I don't want gravity.
yeah, this
I'm
isn't.
pretty sure that I'm pretty sure there's some sort of super secret ending where like Mario gets this purple cape that lets him turn off gravity.
Right now, Super Mario 3D has a release date of November 13th in this country. And it was, they brought back one of my favorite power-ups, though, for this game, the Tanuki suit.
Nah.
Yay, Tanuki suit. Although you don't fly anymore with it, do you? You just turn to stone.
The power-up will allow Mario to float down gently, but no, he can no longer turn into a statue or fly. Which kind of sucks. They brought back the Tanuki suit, but they neutered it.
Yeah, that's not even a Tanuki suit. It's barely rabbit ear from Super Mario Land.
It kind of got really neutered, which is a bit depressing. It really is a bit depressing. Oh well. I know. Apparently, this game is supposed to be a cross between Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario 64, and the game will utilize the gyroscope of the 3DS. So I'm wondering if that means that you have to tilt and turn your 3DS.
I was gonna say, are we gonna have tilt mechanics and pinball madness? And
Sounds like it.
Mario?
Sure, game. Try to make me vomit.
As if burning out my eyes and sterilizing me wasn't bad enough, you're gonna make me vomit all over you now, aren't you?
Yeah, well, like I said, the 3DS comes with a warning, may cause cataracts. So,
Does it really?
no.
Yeah.
No, I'm just reminded of the Penny Arcade comic, in which, it gets this 3DS, there's this big old warning on it, and it burns out the kid's eyes.
I like their Mortal Kombat comic. Brian knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too. I read Penny Arcade daily.
Yeah.
Alright. So, we're going to move to, finally the game that probably, if there's one Nintendo must-have game of this holiday season, it's going to be Burger Time. No.
Yeah, we move on to that. Yeah, we move on to the big red bird in the room.
Yes. We're going to go to Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. It comes out November 20th. The day after my birthday, so, just a hint, fucking hint. This has been so anticipated, this game. This game has had the hype hyped out of it. It's...
Like, holy fuck! It's Zelda! Holy shit! We must get it!
And Link will still not get laid, but...
It wouldn't be the Nintendo formula if he did it.
What's interesting about this game, one of many things, is that it's going to be sold as there's going to be the regular game, which will come with the game and a CD containing orchestrated tracks of Zelda music, which is nice.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, and the collector's edition...
The shiny paid twice as much as you normally would edition?
The collector's edition will come with the game, the music disc, and a gold-colored Wiimote.
It better be real fucking gold.
With gold at almost $2,000 an ounce, do you really want that?
Touche.
Does that gold Wiimote come with Wii Motion Plus? Because don't you need Wii Motion Plus to play Skyward Sword?
Yeah, you do.
Well, all Wiimotes by default have Motion Plus now.
Do they really?
Okay.
Yep. If you buy a new Wiimote at just a regular Wiimote at any store that sells them, it's Wii Motion Plus by default. It's built in.
Huh.
Okay. Because I have a Wii that was pre-Motion Plus, so all two of them are non-Motion Plus.
So you'll have to get the Wii Motion Plus peripheral.
Yeah, or I just buy the collector's edition and go, ooh, shiny gold controller.
Yeah, I like gold. Zelda has always had a confusing chronology to begin with. Apparently this is going to be a prequel to Ocarina of Time.
What?
Oh, don't play the confused card. The Zelda chronology bounces all the hell around.
So does the Mario chronology.
Yes, because between Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, it's 100 years, and none of the characters...
Nobody aged, and apparently they don't remember anything.
So...
See, this is Nintendo magic, and I'm just willing to kind of shake my head and go, yeah.
Okay, so fine. This is supposedly before Ocarina of Time. I can buy that.
Yes, it's before Ocarina of Time. I'm curious as some of the new gameplay mechanics that are going to be prevalent in the game. First, the graphics. It kind of looks... It's very artistic. It's kind of a mix between cell shading and realistic sort of...
It's like a mix of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
It is.
Yeah, which is what they were going for, because they wanted to give this one a bit of a more, I don't want to say cartoony feel, but they wanted to give it a bit more of a like a yeah, I guess cartoony feel is the best way to describe it, compared to the super cell shaded Wind Waker and the super ultra realistic. Well, for Zelda at least.
They want it.
Princess.
I think they wanted to keep it more serious, but have it look a little bit more colorful than Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
because Twilight Princess was pretty dark
very
throughout
dark.
the entire game. Even for a Nintendo game, it was pretty dark.
Well,
yeah,
it fit the story
and color.
Yeah, the color palette of Twilight Princess was pretty much green
and
earth tones, blue and black,
and Doom. But I mean, it did fit the story. So yes, we have an interesting mix of graphics here. Also, they revised the battle mechanics here in most Zelda games. I think all of them really. All you had to do was just hit them. But now you have to pay more attention, and this is where the Wii Motion Plus comes in. Where your attacks land is also important.
It's actually critical.
Yeah, in some boss fights it's critical. It's because some of them you have to parry, or if they showed it in like the tech demo of it, where if you swing out in a wide arc, Zelda swings out in a wide arc, but if you do a thrust, Zelda thrusts, or Link.
Huh.
And you can actually use that to hit back some enemy attacks and stun them, and then go in and attack for massive damage.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously they'll have the standards, the bombs, the sword, the bow,
the hook shot.
Yeah, things like that. Also,
hey,
no, die in a fire, die in a fucking fire. No Navi.
He doesn't have a fairy, though I think it's a pink one this time.
Yeah, whatever. Tingle. No Navi, no Tingle.
No, I think it's going to be like in Twilight Princess, where the fairy is your navigator, like your pointer, your mouse, essentially.
Link's going to be given a whip as well, so he's going to become part Indiana Jones.
Hey, finally got something to use on Zelda. Hey, I've been saving your ass for over 20 years. Whoosh, get over here, bitch.
Oh. Skyward Sword will actually connect to the story of Ocarina of Time, and will actually provide some backstory on the reason why Ganondorf appeared.
So it's going to be like how they connected Wind Waker to Ocarina of Time.
Yes. Yes.
Not in the same way, but it's actually going to have an actual story with another game.
So, I mean, obviously...
I'm more interested in the game where they explain where the Gerudo tribe came from.
Okay.
Yep. And just so you know, I mean, this is a big surprise here, but Zelda does disappear and Link has to find her. I didn't want to surprise you, but you know.
God, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Zelda friggin' disappears.
What the hell?
I don't want to shock any of you out there, but that's what we got.
Oh, what the hell? We just got our big red bird. We're gonna pimp her out on top of it. She's gotta go run off to this fucking
I'm telling you,
fortress.
Link better put that whip to good use after the game ends.
I can tell where his mind clearly is.
Oh.
So, I think this is the game that Nintendo is putting all of its hopes on during the holiday season. I mean, it comes out November 20th, which is 4 days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the last hurrah for the Wii as well. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything on the near horizon that would possibly come out on the Wii.
Well, it's kind of like
they could just easily put it on the Wii U.
It's kind of like how Twilight Princess was sort of the last hurrah for the GameCube.
It was the last hurrah for the GameCube.
It was.
Even though it was released for the Wii, it got really good sales on the GameCube also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think what came out after the Twilight Princess on the GameCube. I think Madden and NBA.
Oh,
I think that was it.
Yeah,
other franchises that can go die in a fire, but
don't get them started.
yeah, please
I
don't.
already avoided this fire. Please don't get them started.
But yes, I think Skyward Sword is definitely it's going to be a must-have game. It's certainly on my birthday and Christmas list. It's right there. It's going to be the must-have game, I think, for Nintendo. All the other ones, Kirby's Return to Dreamland and the 3DS games, I think they all could do pretty well, but I think Skyward Sword is probably the Nintendo game for the holiday season. That's my thoughts on the matter. All right, so as we wind down, we're going to devote some time here of final thoughts. I'm going to just briefly mention some other games for any system that we may have glossed over, because, again, this is by no means an exhaustive list. Go to any gaming website and you can check a full release schedule. So, Ron, I know you wanted to briefly mention some games that we didn't devote time to, so go ahead.
I'm going to mention X-Men Destiny. It'll be out by the time this episode airs. It comes out on a 360, PS3, Wii, and DS. It looks to be like a pretty interesting game set in that Marvel world. You also have another Marvel game, Spider-Man: Edge of Time, coming out for...
how could I have forgotten that?
360, PS3, Wii, and 3DS.
That looks so good. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I want that now.
For
Even
those
more.
For Brian, because I'm very sure doesn't know about this. This is a Spider-Man set. This is set in Spider-Man circa 1994, and then Spider-Man 2099.
So
and you swap back and forth.
You're playing as two different Spider-Man.
Ah.
Which for anybody out there who's also played Shattered Dimensions, it's the same formula, but it's a different story. It's not by any means a sequel to Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah.
For Brian's benefit, Shattered Dimensions, you played as 4 different Spider-Men throughout the Marvel universe.
That gets confusing.
Yeah. After Spider-Man, Rage is this sort of...
Rage!
Yeah. It's actually supposed to be this sort of weird post-apocalyptic action RPG shooter thing. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks really pretty. But that's about all I know about it. I just heard that this is like a game that's been in development for 6 years and people have been looking forward to it for a while. The last one I'm going to mention is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception for the PS3. This is the third, obviously, in the Uncharted series. Which has been Uncharted. I think Uncharted 1 was just straight up Uncharted. But this is the third one in the Sir Francis Drake stories, and this looks to be like a really good sort of Lara Croft-esque platforming puzzle shooter.
Very good, very good. Ryan, anything else that you wanted to throw in?
Not particularly.
All right, then.
I'm pretty much set with everything else here.
Okay, so then the last question I will ask, and we'll all answer this question. What games do you think will be the biggest sellers this holiday season? I know we've mentioned a bunch of them, but what do you personally think will be the must-have games for this holiday season? I'll start with Ryan.
I think it's, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of the series, I think one of the biggest sells is going to be Assassin's Creed Revelations, without a doubt.
It is a very popular series, and they're usually received very well.
And each game has just gotten better and better and better, so...
Okay,
It's definitely going to be one of the ones that's going to break sales records.
fair enough. Ron?
This is probably gonna be a quick top 5. Gears of War 3, Batman, Elder Scrolls, Zelda, and then the damn shooting game, Modern Warfare 3.
The damn shooting game.
The damn shooting game. All right.
And that goddamn shooting game that you goddamn kids play. Back in my day, we had it.
No, 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 no. No, Cranky Kong, thank you very much. No. I personally think, that Zelda Skyward Sword is going to be definitely a must-have because the Zelda series, with few exceptions, has been a cash cow for Nintendo, and I don't think Skyward Sword is going to disappoint at all. If it is going to be the Wii's last hurrah, I think it's going to be a good one. So that is my thought on the matter. I mean, Skyward Sword, of all of these games, Skyward Sword is the game that I particularly want the most. So that is my 2 cents. And we'd want to hear your 2 cents. Tell us what games you think will be good this holiday season, or just tell us what games you want. Like I said, we've discussed games on this episode, but by no means it was a full list. Go to any gaming website, IGN, Game Informer, whatever, to find the full list of releases. Let us know on Facebook at facebook.com/downloadablecontent, or find us on Twitter at DLContent, and let us hear your thoughts. We would certainly love to hear them. And so, on that lovely note, I would like to thank Ron and Ryan for being with me here on this holiday edition of Downloadable Content. Have a good one, everybody!